Welcome, this is Terry Ewell. Weissenborn study number 45 is another expressive delight in this collection. In the video on Weissenborn study number 39, BDP number 147, I presented ways in which music can be shaped to create goals. Please review this video if you haven't seen it yet. To express phrasing, you need to alter your dynamics, vibrato, and rubato. Using divisions of the beat to shape rubato is especially vital in this study. The rhythms in the last measure of line 3 require special attention. It is very important that you keep up the eighth note divisions in order to properly perform the measure. Let's practice this slowly by setting the metronome to eighth note values. I use an alternate fingering for E flat 3 in the measure. It is the trill fingering. Have you heard of a hemiola? The third to last measure sets up pairs of eighth notes which impose a meter with divisions of 2 instead of divisions of 3. This is a great example of a hemiola. Be sure to hold the last note to the end. Don't end the note too early. This is a great study in which to employ other practice methods. Norman Hertzberg presented to me years ago a method of study which is a reduction of the fine collection of studies written by Simon Kovar. You can pick any 3, 4, or more notes for practicing in this way. Let's take the 3 notes at the end of the second complete measure. Practice these 3 notes in various patterns at different speeds. You can even insert octave leaps if you like. It is especially important to match the timbre or sound quality of adjacent notes. I'm grateful to Frank Morelli for this practice suggestion. Let's take the same 3 notes and concentrate on timbre and smooth connections. I find that the connection between A flat 3 and B flat 3 is especially difficult. There needs to be precise and swift movements of the fingers to minimize the break between the notes. For instance, I find the pitch of B flat to be lower than A flat, so I need to make an adjustment for these notes to be in tune. Also, B flat as a note is less resonance, so I need to also adjust for greater resonance. I've mentioned in prior videos that you can adjust timbre by means of the embouchure position on the reed. This is not something to do here. You don't have time to move the reed inside and out of your mouth on adjacent notes, particularly at faster speeds. Instead, there will be pitch and timbre adjustments made with the tongue position. This is also known as voicing or vowels. Shifting the embouchure on the reed is something you do for a section of music. Please see examples in the video on Weissenborn study number 50, Part A, BDP number 158. Drawing your attention to problems of timbre is an important first step to addressing the issue. In addition to vowel adjustments, you might also need to make adjustments to your reed to better match the timbre of notes. Don't get too discouraged at first. This will take years of progress and dedication on your part. That you may know that the Lord does make a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. But without faith, it is impossible to please Him. For he who comes to God must believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder of those who diligently seek Him. My wife and I have faced a few difficulties in life. While living our first married years in Hong Kong, our mortgage interest rate moved to over 20%. Our payments were not capped, so we had to cover this amount. Birth tests of our second child indicated that he might be born with a birth defect. We viewed his healthy birth as a gift from God. More recently, my wife and I have both had various health issues. I'm thankful that God makes a difference. He has listened to our needs and heard our prayers during times of trouble. You have heard me speak in these videos about the difference that God has made in my life. In the videos on Weissenborn 36 and 37, BDP numbers 144 to 145, I mentioned the transformation that occurred for me as a person and as a musician. I think that God can make a difference in your life as well.